Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Or if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Dana. I upload a new video at least once a week, so now is a great time to subscribe so you can stay on top of all those new videos. Today I have a new tea to try, and it is from the brand Steep and Sip, and this one is called Rosie Grey. Now before we do anything else, I do want to get it steeping, and then we'll get into the tea, what it looks like, how it smells, a little bit about Steep and Sip. I'm just going to be making it in this clear glass mug, and I have this metal basket infuser. This is actually my very own metal basket infuser. I sell these right now on Amazon. Metal basket infusers are my very favorite way to make tea because it's so easy. They're easy to clean. You never get like stray leaves in your cup or anything like that. So if you don't have one yet, I would highly recommend you get yourself one, and the link to mine will be in the description for every video I post. Let's set this to the side and learn everything there is to know about Steep and Sip's Rosie Grey. I've worked with Steep and Sip before. They're a really cool brand. Their little slogan is tea with a purpose. And the description for Rosie Grey says, "Put some pep in your step with a cup of Rosie Grey tea featuring organic ingredients like Earl Grey and rose petals." And it contains medium caffeine, and that's all that it says here on the packaging. It sounds like it's like just an Earl Grey with the addition of rose. And it definitely smells like an Earl Grey. I just recently got into Earl Grey. I never liked it until like, I think it was when I tried Harney and Sons Paris, I think that was it, or Breakfast in Paris or something like that. That was when I like actually got interested. Like I always just thought I don't like that bergamot because I'm not crazy about the smell. To me, I don't know why it reminds, like the smell reminds me of bath salts, like something you'd bathe in, but not something like I'd smell and want to drink. But then like that all changed because to me it tastes so different than the way it smells when it's like in the water and steeping and everything. Like I just feel like it becomes like more mild than the smell. So I definitely misjudged Earl Grey blends all this time, and that is super disappointing because I missed out for years. But here's how the tea looks in our spoon. I see mostly the black tea, but I do see some pieces of pink rose petals, and I see something green there, so I'm not sure what that is yet. Yeah, and the only thing they told me about this one, because they messaged me on Instagram, sent me a list of some of their new teas and asked which two I would like to try. And all they said about this one was it's an Earl Grey with rose, but since I'm like, I love rose teas and I'm just starting to get into Earl Grey, for me, like this was what I wanted to try. So I'm not sure what the green pieces are. They could just be leaves from the rosebuds, I suppose, but I love the look of the pink rose petals. I love teas with rose. I just feel like they're so elegant and fancy. But I definitely smell the bergamot. Normally Earl Grey has bergamot oil in it, so that's where it gets that bergamot scent. And it just says here that the ingredients are Earl Grey and rose petals. So I don't see anything that looks like cornflowers or lavender, which are sometimes in Earl Greys, but not always. Normally it just refers to black tea with bergamot oil of some sort. Like some brands do lavender in it, some brands do some vanilla in it, some brands do cornflower petals just to kind of jazz up the way it looks. So I kind of love that it doesn't have like lavender or cornflower, but it has the rose, like the rose is the floral ingredient. And the black tea looks really nice and beautiful as well. It kind of looks like a blend, like there's some lighter pieces and darker pieces. and it just looks like it's gonna be like a really nice quality black tea. So let's look into a little about Steep and Sip because they are a really cool brand. They're based in Phoenix, Arizona, and they are a Black owned brand, which is awesome. We need to support our Black friends, families, and neighbors by shopping their brands, listening to their voices, and helping to amplify their voices. It's very important, so I'm grateful to be friends with Steep and Sip, one of the many like really cool up and coming Black owned tea brands. I love it. Their little slogan is tea with a purpose, and it says Steep and Sip provides organic loose leaf teas that promote health and wellness. Their mission is to provide quality customer service and high quality tea for those looking to heal themselves using natural herbs that grow on earth. All their teas are organic, and their tea comes from all over the world, including Asia, Europe, and Africa, all ethically sourced. So that's all really awesome. I kind of would like to see like the owner, like what the owners, like sort of their own stories. I love when tea brands have like a personal aspect. It just makes me feel like even more connected to my tea, which I guess for some people probably isn't that important, but for me, like it's part of the holistic experience. So personally, I would love to see a little more of like that personal touch, like on their website celebrating like who they are. But definitely a lot to love about just like the branding and the aesthetic. I love their black packaging. It's so like luxurious looking, the glossy black bags. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that infuser, and then we'll be ready to try it. So as we taste this tea, I guess I'm sort of going to focus on whether it's like, I guess like the similarities and differences to like typical Earl Greys that I've tried. I really hope we can taste the rose because that's what really like sets this apart and makes it unique. But no matter what, I mean, you can't really go wrong, right? With just an Earl Grey. So let's see how it is. It's like perfect. It tastes like an Earl Grey, but it does have that little, ooh, actually it has like a nice amount of rose. I was gonna say like, has like a light hint of rose, but honestly, it's like, it's good amount of rose. Oh my God. Yeah, it's perfect because it definitely is an Earl Grey. Like you taste the bergamot, the black tea like shines through, and then you also get that nice hit of rose. And they go together so nicely. I'm not normally one to add anything to my tea. I never really put any sweetener or any milk. Every once in a while I'll make like a tea latte or an iced latte. But for the most part, I just love a good hot cup of tea without anything added. But I do think this would be a really amazing candidate for like milk and sugar. I think like whenever I taste rose, I kind of want a little bit of sweetness because my favorite boba tea used to be the rose milk tea, and it was super sweet and delicious. Like whenever we'd go out for boba, that was like my go-to order before was the rose milk tea with the tapioca pearls, and it was very, very sweet. So whenever I taste rose, I'm like, oh, it's missing the sweetness. So I'm always like, this could use some sugar, you know, I wouldn't mind in this. But even just as is perfect. It's always fun when brands can do like a really cool twist on a classic. And I really like Steep and Sip for that. I know they're sort of, their motto is about like health and all of that. And of course, like all of these teas have healthy ingredients because for the most part, pretty much all teas are beneficial in some way for your health. For the most part, like all tea is good for you. So I love that aspect, of course, but I really like that they do these kind of cool twists on classics. I know like it probably isn't that unusual to add rose to an Earl Grey, but it's done so well. And that's another thing. If you are going to sort of twist up the classics, it has to be good, or else it's like, why'd you do that to the classic? So I don't find myself asking that. I find myself really enjoying the blend of the black tea, the bergamot, and the rose. I think it's really nice. So another win from Steep and Sip. If I remember, I'll put like my other videos about their teas in the description. They have like a golden milk tea that's meant to be made like on the stove top, and you throw in the spices and then you strain them out, and it's so good. It's called Gladys Golden Milk. Oh, I did make a video on that one. I think that's still gotta be my favorite so far of their blends, even though it's not technically a tea, it's like a spice mix, but so comforting and so good. And I do like to drink it just as a tea as well, just with water instead of doing the whole stovetop method. But really excellent. They're a really cool up and coming brand. I always look forward to what they'll do next. And I do have another tea I'm gonna be trying, so stay tuned to see a little bit of that. And it's going to be iced, my first iced tea of the season. So that'll be exciting. So big thank you to Steep and Sip for sending me these teas to try for free and to share with you guys. I hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit about them. And I hope that you and your families are all staying safe and healthy. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.